draw Poppy from Trolls? If so, you are going to need something to draw on, something to create your doodle with, something to erase any mistakes that you might make, and a marker to outline your doodle when you are done. But don't forget the crayons, the markers, the colored pencils, or the paint so you can add some color to your doodle. Grab all your supplies and let's get started! Let's get our paper and make it tall and skinny, and that is vertical. So we're gonna have our paper skinny here, but nice and tall here, and that's because Poppy has so much hair. So we've got to make sure that we make her nice and tall on the paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a C shape for her ear. And then coming off of that ear, I'm gonna go around with a U shape. I'm gonna go around my paper and come up. Now I've got her ear and part of her face, and I matched up here. So I left that space for my other ear and hair and everything else that I need to put over in that corner. So now that I've got her head, I'm gonna come down and we're gonna work on her clothes and her body. So I'm gonna make a rounded diagonal rectangle shape. And then on that, I'm gonna go ahead and do another small rounded diagonal rectangle. And that is just that sash thing that comes over for her outfit. Up by the neck, I'm gonna go ahead and make a line down to just kind of create that V for where her neck would be. And then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna do a curved line to kind of match the one over here. And I'm gonna come in at an angle, and I maybe went about halfway in with the space that was left. And then I'm going to curve out and down, and that is for her dress. So now I've got kind of where her shoulder would be over here, and then we've got the base of the dress down there. So over here on the side, we're gonna come out with her arm. So we're gonna curve out a little bit, and then I'm gonna come in and down at an angle. And then right in here, we can make just two little lines for where the rest of her arm would be. And then right here on the end, we're just gonna make this kind of silly, looks kind of like an S curve. So it looks kind of like an S. And that's just her hand kind of on her hip. I'm gonna come back over here and do her other arm. So I'm gonna make a curve at the top and I'm gonna come straight down. And then on the inside, I'm just gonna come straight down. And I'm gonna keep my lines even. And now we're gonna do her fingers. So her first finger is going to be her thumb that we're gonna see. Now we're gonna just do kind of a long U shape for her first finger, a U shape for her second, and a U shape that's gonna come up and meet the other line for her third. Now we've got arm number 2. And now I can make a curved line from the bottom all the way over to finish off her little dress here. And I am going to curve a little line there. So on her dress, we can do a couple of little U shapes for the little bottom design. Instead of going super detailed and drawing in those designs, we're just gonna do a couple little U shapes to match up and make that design. Right down the middle here, I'm gonna make a straight line, maybe about 1.5 inches. And I'm gonna come in at an angle on both sides. Now with my marker, her feet are gonna be a little tricky. So I'm gonna come around here and make 1 toe. Might have to come in a little more. And 2 toes. And we're barely gonna see number 3 and it's gonna come up. And then over here, this foot is gonna come out a little more. 2 and 3 toes and kind of match up. And we've got her 2 feet, we've got her body. Now I'm gonna come in on her face. Before I do her hair and a lot of that detail up here. And we're gonna lay out her face so that way we don't put her hair or anything else where it probably doesn't need to go. So right here in the middle of these two lines, I'm gonna create that mushroom-shaped nose. So go ahead and create that mushroom-shaped nose. And on each side, I'm gonna do a kind of a slight curved line just for her cheeks. And down below, you can go ahead and add a smile for her. If you'd like, you can make her smile however you want. Right up above that mushroom nose, right on top of it, that's where her eyes are gonna go. And we're gonna make 2 circles. And inside those circles are going to be smaller black circles. You don't wanna make them too big. And then she's gonna have 2 eyelashes on each eye. Now we have her face. So now we know we can add her hair up here and we can finish off part of the upper part here. So I'm gonna come from this part of her ear down at an angle, kind of at a slight curve here. And I'm gonna come up with some zigzags. So now I'm gonna come all the way up and I'm gonna keep doing these zigzags for her hair. So I'm coming up to almost the top here of this ear and I'm gonna stop. And that's because she has that flower headband that goes right here. So from that area, I'm gonna come down at an angle and come up like a V. And then I'm gonna kind of curve it out. So nice poofy line here to curve out for just some of those little side wispies. And then I'm gonna kind of make some zigzags over there and curve up. So I'm kind of even with my line on the other side here. All right, so now we're gonna go through and make this little headband. So the first thing I wanna do is just kind of imagine a little curved line. If you have your pencil, you can draw one in. And I'm gonna go and make these little flowers for her hair. And just funky little flowers. They don't need to be perfect. They can just be kind of goofy little just decorations for her little hairband. So I did 3. Now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna try to go through them to add in the band from the back. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of do a couple little parallel lines to make the rest of that headband. So now we've got the headband back behind her hair. And then over here, she needs her second ear. So I'm just gonna kind of curve down there. And on her ear, we're gonna make just the kind of a question mark shape. And then over here, it's kind of gonna be a backwards question mark shape. And now she just needs her big poofy troll hair. So I'm gonna come from the middle part of her ear here, and I'm gonna curve inward and out. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna curve up, kind of inward and out. And then I'm just gonna add in my lovely zigzaggy design here to help it look like she's got that troll poof. I'm gonna go down on her hair with just a couple little lines. And now we have a poppy. So now that we have drawn our lovely little poppy, it is time to grab markers, colored pencils, or crayons. I'm gonna use my Crayola Twistables and we can color our little poppy character in. Look at how cute our poppy turned out. I hope that you had fun doodling with me today. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share the video and come back every day for more fun. Can't wait to see you again next time. Goodbye.